Hello everyone, I'm Cameron Memory. Today I'm gonna do another vinyl collection. This time I'm doing a vinyl collection on Johnny Cash, an artist I'm a fan of. As you know, I wasn't sure what video to do next for my my YouTube channel because I've done a Beatles vinyl collection recently. And I was just wondering what else can I do, you know, in between, you know, the summer breaks. I'm off school now. I thought, what can I do? So I thought I'd do a Johnny Cash video, a Johnny Cash vinyl video. I've got two 7-inch singles and I've got a lot of LPs. I'm missing quite a lot of Johnny's 50s, some 60s, 70s and 80s, 90s and 2000s albums, but I'm hopefully going to get all of Johnny's albums. He did do quite a lot, but still going to get them anyway. So I'm going to start off with the two singles I've got. We have A Boy Named Sue from 1969, from the album Johnny Cash at San Quentin, backed with San Quentin. Pretty good sing. Oh, dropped it. Good songs on both sides. We have Johnny Cash and the Evangel Temple Choir, Thing Called Love from 1972, backed with Daddy. Both of these are in their original sleeves, which is quite cool. Hopefully we get the other more singles as well. So we'll do the albums. Here's the fabulous Johnny Cash. It's a mono from 62. It originally came out in 58 on Philips in the UK. The US distribution was Columbia. And Columbia were brought out by Philips in the 1950s. But in 1962, they started bringing out CBS records. And this is a CBS pressing from 62. We've got a nice back actually. But the flip back at the corner here is a bit ripped. But it's a CBS mono, the songs. I really like Frankie's Man, Johnny, and I Still Miss Someone, and Picking Time, and Don't Take Your Guns to Town are the ones I like. Yeah, it's quite interesting. Yeah. And this is an original CBS. This is a CBS pressing in mono. It's in nice condition actually. Quite nice condition. Of course, we know Johnny Cash for, you know, big songs like I Walk the Line, Folsom Prison Blues, which were recorded for Sun Records. That was signed in the 50s, and his Sun contract expired in 1958, and he signed to Columbia in between that time. He signed to Columbia shortly after the Sun contract expired. That's that one. Let's put it down here. And we have still missing quite a lot, but still gonna go through them. Ring of Fire, the best of Johnny Cash. This is an original mono, 1963. This is quite a cool one. It's got the big hit Ring of Fire, of course, which we all know. Really like 40 Shades of Green. The Bat Rebel Johnny Yuma. I Still Miss Someone as well on there for some reason. And so yeah, there's the tracks, liner notes. And again, this is original mono on CBS. It's got a bit of sticker on the label for some reason. Not sure what that's all about. The record's a bit dirty, but hopefully we'll give it a clean, and I'm sure it'll play fine. I have a feeling the sleeve could be a later one because it's advertising albums like Bob Dylan's Bringing It All Back Home, which was 1965, and it's advertising another Johnny Cash, which was from 66. It's also got Simon and Garfunkel's Past the Stage Was Merry in Time, which was also 1966, and Bob Dylan's Blonde on Blonde up here, so it might be a 66 in a sleeve, or it could be still an original 63, but just the incorrect in a sleeve. Then we have I Walk the Line, 1964, mono again. Some of the big hits on here, some of the big songs are re-recordings. The ones that are re-recordings are I Walk the Line, Folsom Prison Blues, Give My Love to Rose, Hey Porter, I Still Miss Someone, Record of the Old 97, and Big River. And there's one called Goodbye Little Darling Goodbye, which I think was a Sun record. But this is a really good one. This is a really good album, you know. Nice laminate cover. Mono 64, CBS again. It sleeves a bit. Ooh, how to get this one out. This needed to go through the cleaning process a bit. don't know why, but Johnny decided to re-record some of the ones on here for some reason. We have the Orange Blossom Special, Mono, 1965. Quite an interesting album. I've listened to the first side and I really like Orange Blossom Special, Long Black Veil, It Ain't Me Babe, The Wall, that's quite an interesting one. There's that. And again, original Mono, 65. Been lucky to find some of Johnny's albums in mono. I've been lucky, you know, to find some of Johnny's albums, originals in mono. They're quite interesting to sort of find, really. Now this is an original stereo, not mono, but I'll take stereo anyway, of Everybody Loves a Nut stereo sticker. Haven't yet heard this one yet, but hopefully some good ones on here, you know. This is a sleeve. Again, this might be a late one because it's advertising Bob Dylan's Nashville Skyline, which was 1969. And it's also advertising Simon & Garfunkel's Bookends, which was 1968. And Johnny Cash's The Holy Land, so the inner sleeve must be a bit later or something, I don't know. There's a label. Actually, no, the one on the right is the one on the right is on the left. That's quite good. That's a good one. For some reason, they put the stereo sticker on the front rather than the back. I have Johnny Cash's Greatest Hits Volume 1, 1967. The first of many compilations I've got here. You know, I've got a lot of Johnny Cash compilations to show. Johnny's records can be quite common, particularly the compilations. Some of the albums aren't so common, but you still see them from time to time. Songs on there, and there's the liner notes from some of the albums down there. There's the sleeve. And CBS. A lot of these are on the CBS label. We have one called Story of a Broken Heart by Johnny Cash, which is Johnny Cash mainly features on the first side. The others are from people like Frank Simon and Jan Howard and Bobby Austin. Yeah. The Johnny Cash songs are Mean Eyed Cat, Story of a Broken Heart, Luther's Boogie, and Get Rhythm. And this is on one called Algero. That's how you say it. Because I've got a Roy Orbison one on Algero. That features Jerry Lee Lewis and Tommy Rowe, 67. The inner sleeve is a bit battered in this one. Oh, got it. This one has flip backs too. Oh, there's that. Then we have the famous At Folsom Prison Live. Then we have the famous At Folsom Prison Live album. Really good live album. This has, you know, joined us some new stuff in here, you know, actually. Some stuff I think he did for the first time on here, you know. As well as doing Folsom Prison Blues, Orange Blossom Special, Give My Love to Rose and Jackson, which was a duet with his wife, June Carter. He does some interesting stuff as well. He does some interesting songs in here. Some of the stuff from his albums, you know. Got it. Yes, leave again. CBS. Quite a long record, actually. It's quite a long record, I must say. It's got a good cover too, you know. It's got a cool cover as well with the green background. Yeah, cool to have. Oh. I have the reissue of it, Folsom Prison, which is from 2010. This reissue came out. I got this because I was waiting on the original and it wasn't coming. I thought, get the reissue if the original doesn't come. The original finally did came, so this is a one that I can frame. This is on Columbia, like the original American one were, but styled like the original American one. The original Folsom Prison one was a stereo, so was the Greatest Flying one. These next albums are all stereo. We have The Holy Land. This one has Daddy sang bass on it. I really like that song. Not much of a religious person, but it was my first Johnny Cash record, and I was a fan of Johnny Cash at the time. I was just getting into him, you know. This is 1968. Yeah, 1968. This label, CBS. Didn't have a sleeve when I got it, so I just gave it this nice black lined in the sleeve. And of course, we get the great live album at San Quentin. We all know this one, another great live album. Yes, he does a variable amounts. You know, he does a song called. He actually premiered a few new songs, which were "Wanted Man," "Starkville City Jail," "San Quentin," and "The Boy Named Sue," which of course became a big song for Johnny. You know, but there's quite a lot in here. Nice, some photos from the show. This was also filmed for UK television. Granada Television did a documentary called Johnny Cash at San Quentin that featured. It's quite an interesting program that featured a lot of inmates talking about you know, San Quentin, their experiences at San Quentin, as well as performances from Johnny. You know, and it's a great live album. But some of the stuff is censored. He does swear on it a bit. It's not the Right in the Sleeve. It's for Regal EMI and Talesman. Some EMI. And this is a CBS record, 1969. In stereo. Stereo. And I have another copy of it at San Quentin. This is a Netherlands pressing. This actually has a laminate cover. It says, corner there, NL printed in Holland. There's a big bit of a difference between, you know, one's a lot, the Holland one's a lot brighter in colour than the UK edition. So there is a bit of a difference between those two copies. But I got this one out of a collection. This I got online. My first copy for San Quentin. Unfortunately, it's a bit battered. The spine's a little bit ragged, and the cover's got a massive crease on it. And the cover's got a bit of a big crease across it. It's quite hard to see, but it's got a bit of a crease. There's the inner sleeve, which is quite busted, a bit torn. Which I do must have the half. Yeah, there's the the top of the inner sleeve. Quite interesting stuff advertised in there. I see like some Paul Simon and Simon and Garfunkel on this inner sleeve, and some more Johnny Cash stuff on the inner sleeve. But yeah, because that one ended up getting busted, I gave it this nice black one. And it's quite scratchy, but it does play. This is quite a different label because the title is, because the songs are small and not big, and it's quite a different label to the British one. This is quite a hard one to get back in. We have one called Original Golden Hits Volume 1, which was a Sun Records release from Philips Records, a lot of the Sun recordings. Got nice covers to them. Another one, little laminate cover. This came out in '69. There's the label. Sun Records. That was the label where Johnny done his big songs. Original Golden Hits Volume 2, which is also 1969 and Sun Records. A lot more stuff on here. Sun Records again. And there's a Volume 3 which I will show later in the video. We have a compilation called Walk the Line. I've got many of these different Johnny Cash compilations. This one needs a bit of fixing. And this is on Hallmark Records. Hallmark 1960. I don't know when this came out. I think 69. I think it came out. Did a bit of research on some of these Johnny Cash compilations. I didn't know what year some of them came out, so I did a bit of research and found out that this one is from 1969. Then we have another studio album. Hello, I'm Johnny Cash. 1970. Quite a nice cover, actually. What ones are like? I really like If I Were a Carpenter, Blistered, and See Ruby Fall, and Sing a Travelling Song. The ones I really like. In fact, See Ruby Fall is written by Roy Orbison. Another one of mine is written with Roy Orbison. Another one of my favourites. There's the inner sleeve. Simon Garfunkel on the front there, which is cool. As well as some more Johnny Cash stuff advertised. There's the inner sleeve. Record, sorry. Label on CBS as usual. Then we have another live album, The Johnny Cash Show. This had the song Sunday Morning Coming Down that became a hit that a guy called Chris Christopherson wrote for him, which was interesting. Yeah. Got a nice cover actually. The Johnny Cash Show was a television series on American television, ABC television, and Johnny, I think, issued this record to promote it, and Johnny had guests in his television show. So people like Roy Orbison, Bob Dylan, Ray Charles, people like that. Nice on the cover. This is 1970 on CBS again. Yeah, quite a nice copy. There's a little bit of ring wear, but it's not really that bad. Here's one called The World of Johnny Cash, 1970. This is, I think, a pretty common one. Some albums there, and the tracks. I think this is some early Columbia songs. Yeah, early songs recorded for Columbia. This one. Inner sleeve. There's that. Double album, all one's the same. It's got a nice cover to it, I must say. I quite like the cover. Then we have The Great Johnny Cash, which is a 1970 reissue of an album called Now There Was a Song. These are the songs on it. This is quite battered, this one, unfortunately. There's a bit of, battered. Some of the cover's been peeled off. Some marking down here. But the record's not in that bad shape, actually. It's different, weird in the sleeve, because it advertises an album called Elton John Blue Moves, and Elton John Blue Moves was 76. It advertises some other 70s stuff at the bottom as well. So we're on an orangey sort of Hallmark label. Sleeves busted. Yeah. So I'm not sure why these sleeves have been here for some reason. This was one of my early LPs I got. If I was getting into vinyl about 5 years ago now. I got it at a charity shop. And I have a slightly better copy with no cover peeling. This is more matte than and glossy than the other one. This is more matte texture, and this is on hallmark again. Stereo, like I said. Johnny Cash Portrait is Greatest Hits Volume 2, so sort of after Greatest Hits Volume 1, this was 71, I think this came out. This is an 80s reprint on a red CBS label. So yeah, some interesting stuff in here as well. Some line notes from Johnny Cash about the tracks. And what talks about the tracks. Johnny Cash and Jerry Lewis sing Hank Williams. Johnny Cash is on side 1 and Jerry Lewis is side B. This is on Sun Records. Different Sun label to the one you saw earlier. It's quite a bit battered. It's not too bad. One called Hymns by Johnny Cash. This is a budget reissue of the 1959 album Hymns by Johnny Cash. This one has a fake Johnny Cash signature. It's not Johnny Cash's real signature, but it's on Hallmark. And I have another copy of that, exactly the same, but without the best Johnny Cash. One called The Magnificent Johnny Cash, which is a bit split, but this is 1972 reissue of the 1959 album Songs of Our Soil. The tracks. A young photo at the back, which is pretty cool. And Hallmark again. Here's one called A Thing Called Love from 1972. Another one of Johnny's albums. I really like the song A Thing Called Love. That's a really good one. Haven't yet heard the others, but I'll hopefully listen to them. There's the inner sleeve. The greatest hits are on CBS. Pretty interesting. And there's the label. Here's original Golden Hits Volume 3, which was 1972, I think, or 69, I don't know. More Sun Records on there, recording on there. What's that? Sun Records. Is this a stereo? Yep, it's a stereo, just like the others. They're mono recordings, so electronically reprocessed to give some stereo effect. I'm not sure what the others are like. I'll just flick through them again. Yep, electronically processed. Yep, electronically processed. Didn't really realise that. Here's Ragged Old Flag, 1974. One that I've not yet heard, but I do know the song Ragged Old Flag on a CD I have from Johnny Cash. I've got a few Johnny Cash CDs and some compilations. Yeah, sleeve. CBS. A lot of these are on CBS. We have Ballad of a Teenage Queen, compilation on Hallmark. Another electronically created stereo one. A lot of these are in electronically created stereo for some reason. What's that? Hallmark. Different variants of the Hallmark label for some reason. Okay, I think I might stop from here and sort of do a part 2. So do tune in for part 2. So thanks for watching.